Hi folks. First off, I apologize for the noise outside because we live by a highway and transports go by on a frequent basis, but whatever. So we carry a small Palomino camper on our truck, and originally we put on the Timbron, and we put that on, and we carried for a couple of years like that, and it worked. But when we don't have the camper on, the Timbrons are still on, so the smallest bump is just bang bang when it bottoms out on the Timbrons. So I want something better, and also we are a little bit more than we should carry, not lots, but enough to make our headlights go way up when we're driving down the highway, and then people like get mad at us because we're blinding them at nighttime. So here I studied airbags versus helper springs, and it seems like so many people really like the helper springs, and I'm gonna try them. So we have this company's helper springs, the Hellwig Helper springs, and they're a product number 61912, and it's good for all GMs from 2015, I think it is, up until 2020. So it'll cover my truck. So this is what we're working with today. It's the silent version. They come with these little, I don't know what you call them, anyway, spacers, and apparently it eliminates the metal on metal noise that bothered people from prior versions. We have all our parts and U-bolts and bolts and tons of nuts. So next thing is the longest part, according to the instructions, of the spring goes backwards. So I'm going to measure this spring to here, is somewhere 18.5 inches. And from the other side to the bend is around 16 inches. So that's automatically going to say is going to be the long end. And it also has stickers. So when I'm working with them, I'm just going to say, okay, that's the sticker, that's the back end. The one thing I do have to pay attention to is this space here, because they will change, and so they're not marked. Just for a laugh, let's see. So if I was to put them in backwards, you see where this one's touching over here? It's touching where this side's got a big space. So automatically you know that they have to go in the other way. So maybe just for my own benefit, can I put long? Yeah. A sticker on one and an L for long on the other. Oh, sorry. I have an attachment. It's just a homemade cheapy attachment. I ground down an old broken, and that goes on my drill. An old broken extension, socket extension. So that goes on my drill, just to help speed in the tightening of these bolts onto these threads. They're a fine thread, so it takes forever to screw them on, apparently, according to everybody's comments. Okay, so next I gotta get the truck into the garage, and we'll be off to the races. So I'm gonna back it in, I believe. I could drive it in, but this way I have all the holes on the back. It'll be easier to lift, maybe more safer to lift it. instead of putting the jack up there. So see you shortly. The plan is to jack the body up on the frame of the truck up, not by the axle, because this will lift the suspension and give me more room to work on top of the spring. So I know it looks dangerous, but once it's jacked up, then I'm going to put the jack stands under, and it'll actually be sitting on the jack stands. Have to put the blocks under the front wheels to keep it from rolling. If it does, it won't. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to jack it up.
Yep. Not gonna work, eh?
It's not directly underneath. I'm going to let this down.
Move some of the stuff so you have some room.
So we're going to jack it up on the frame. I'm not planning on taking the tires off. I just hope it doesn't kick out. I don't normally put blocks like that. Okay. Hard with only one arm because I have one sore.
Back it up.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, that's as high as it'll go.
So do you need another board?
Another board, sure. One for each side if you feel like it. Onto the two axle stands. So it's sitting on them, but I'm going to leave the jack on also. But it's the axle stand I'm depending on. And it gets on its tires too. So I'm not really worried. In there, and we'll point things out. Let's get into that. This is the Tiburon.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down and hits this axle right here. Could you see the axle?
Yep.
So there's that much space with the truck lifted. So with the camper on, it used to ride on top here just about all the time, which gives a rough ride. And now with the camper off, the slide is bump and it's bump, bump. So I'm going to remove these Tiburons and put on the ones that came with from the factory. Hope I got the right size, huh? Oh, Jesus. Felt like it was fitting. Let me try this again. On the top shelf of the grease rack thing there beside the air compressor, it's a WD-40.
Shut up! Too noisy. I shut the switch off. For now. You have to cut all this stuff about me walking on the floor.
Must have got something around there.
Yeah, I see a little bit. So you end up having to take the wheel off anyway.
Yes, this
That's-
Tiburon's so troublesome to get out of there.
We used to take them off in the fall before.
Huh?
We left them on too many years.
Yeah, leave it off.
Because the first fall we took them off. Or you took them off and said it wasn't that hard.
I don't remember ever taking them off.
I thought you took them off. You
No.
put them on and you took them off.
No, I'm too damn lazy to do that.
Oh, okay.
I sprayed the thread with WD-40. I don't know if it's holding much. Sure, it's tough. I can feel the tip of the thread. I still got like 3 threads above the metal. It's above this. I don't have. They do make like the same shape as the socket handle, but it's a ratchet, air ratchet. But I don't have one. I have to do it by hand. I have. Wow. I hope that bolt doesn't break. I'm really pissed off. Normally, for people changing these, they won't have to take Tiburon off. They just put the spring on like we're going to do after. But I have to get these out of here. Oh my goodness. You'd think any second now it would just let go, come out nicely.
Well, you're only going 1/8 of an inch at once.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we should go spray WD-40 on the other one before you even get through all the tire.
Yeah, well, we will. Holy crappers. That's so tough. I wonder if I can go on this side of the shock. Now I can't get good. No, I can't do it.
Want me to try?
No. Well, no.
On that side?
It's okay. After a long time, we got this off, the Tiburon. It's got this big bolt in there. It goes right through here, onto there. And it was rusted so hard. Now we got the factory ones. This is factory. This is the bolt that came for the Tiburons. This is the bolt that comes from the factory.
Pretty big difference.
Yeah, no kidding. So, gonna put some WD-40 on to help us out. Oh, what? Better keep it away from the brakes.
Get it over here. I don't know, I don't like the feel of it. I don't want to accidentally cross-thread it. Alright, there it goes up a bit, stops. Dirt, rust. Want to air blow?
No. I'll put a bit more of this. And I guess I'm just gonna, I can do one or two things. Put it in, maybe I'll do that. Put it in without the block. We know it's in the hole now properly. Yeah. Might as well just leave it. It's gonna work.
Is that wood? Looks like
Some
wood.
sort of hard rubbery plastic. It does look woodish, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gotta be in there.
It's in?
Yeah.
Tight enough?
No. Just a little bit more. You don't want that vibrating out. Come on. Oh, I can feel it.
There.
Exactly 24 pounds. 30. Wow. The easiest part took the longest. So do you want to carry the springs?
Okay.
Just 2 of them?
As they are.
Yeah. So we're ready to put these leaves on. As we know, the L goes at the back because we put them there. Wow. Okay. So they don't really say. Do you have the tape?
Yep.
Like this should be centered, but they don't give you a measurement. So I'm just going to roughly say that's
Fine, right down the middle.
2.5 inches to there. So maybe back just a smidgen. I don't know if it really matters much, but anyway. Yeah, that's about 3 there and 3 there. Best we're gonna get. I can do anything. That's what it is. And then this one, the long part's the label. There, we just put the tire on, we're ready now. Oh, darn, I forgot the bolts. Huh. Okay. So I'm going to put these guys on.
Are they facing the front or the back, the loops? And how do you know?
I think. Would you get the instructions? I forget.
Okay, so that, we'll have to cut that now. Because I thought you were going to explain it.
And the torque wrench while you're there.
Where is it?
On the counter where you put it.
This thing?
Yes.
$2019 plus. Use page 3 structures. No, you don't have 2019 plus.
Okay.
You got glasses.
The angle goes in towards the axle, except on a 2019 and newer. Like that. And they talk about 65 pounds. Okay. Nice heavy metal. Can I see a picture again? I don't know where they put the washers. They don't really show washers, but
There's washers in it, so
There's
you know
washers in
washers
it.
would be normally.
underneath these two nuts.
So washer first. Always wash your
That
hands
means
first.
then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 and 4 washers. Yeah. Okay. Funny dear. Wash your hands first.
Now you lowered the jack so that the jack is not pressuring on the axle anymore, right?
That's right. Give more room to work in here. Theoretically, I could do this now with the tire back on, but
Well, I don't know. It
it's
would
already
be
off.
very cumbersome to put the
it's
tire
already
back on.
off.
Besides, you can see everything hidden. Tire on, you got to go by touch.
Now, this is awful close. You have to make sure that this is not hitting that. Can't make sure till after we lower the truck again. So. Now, this would go much faster if I had the proper adapter for my drill. I could just zip. I don't have my adapter. I don't know where it is. I have one, but, so I have to turn them by hand, and there's a lot of turning.
I offered to turn them by hand and then loose so you can adjust where you want it.
But it's still a lot of turning,
Yeah.
and the drill would go zip, zip. Oh well. So while I put the rest of these nuts on, you don't need to watch. And after I get to the point of ready to torque, I'll show you. Oh, don't worry about it. Leave it on. Okay.
You check your measurements again since they may have moved? No?
It's like somewhere around 3. And that's somewhere around 2.5.
I'm just wondering if you should move that up a bit.
Yeah, it's not gonna make any difference here, but it'll be more balanced here. I'm willing to move it up a bit, just to try and keep it as center as possible. It's not going to change this space. We still got to
No.
keep our eye on it. But we should try and keep it as center as we can. So, if I put the tape there, it's approximately 3 inches to the nut. No, but not the nut, the just hole. Well, it's approximately center there. Still bothers me a little bit this is so close, but I most likely can loosen this nut here and bend this line just a little bit. I'll try that. Can you get the WD-40?
Yep.
Just gonna put some WD-40 in there in case
You need to open it.
I have to undo it, because this space bothers me so close. But next, this here bushing, can you shine a light on it too? And it goes through the holes.
Some more nuts and bolts.
So they just come out the bottom there. Another one goes in the front here. Actually, the back, not the front.
No, I can't see how you do this with the tires on. That would be so...
It would be a nuisance, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I tightened these middle ones too tight, not thinking about the end ones.
So now your spaces no longer look equal. It's only 2 inches and the other one's like 4. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, knowing there's brake lines there. You're supposed to be in front of them. So you have to get the hammer and hit that rubber thing in the front in order to move it forward. It looks good now. Oh, yeah. Closer.
There. I think that fell into place. Three, approximately, a little bit more. And three. Whew. Those are in place. I just need the bar. Those in place, I just need the bar. Oh. Yeah, that can be done. So maybe I should snug these now. Just tightening these up now, just so things don't move around. This is, if I had the adapter for my drill, I would just oh well. So, I'll be back in a minute. I'll just finish tightening these up. So we have the end one is just snugged. It's not tightened down to any specification. The same as that end. They're not tightened down to any specification. They're just there, tight, snug. But these, the center ones, you have to make sure, it's not really clear in the instructions. These have to be tightened to 65 foot-pounds. These ones here. The end ones are where your adjustments are made. Those ones. So first, now we've got this tightened down, we're going to double nut them. So I'll show you the double nuts. You hold that.
Wait, okay.
Give me the camera.
I got the camera.
You don't. So Sharon's holding the wrench on the top nut. Sharon's got that wrench on the top nut. I've got the socket on the bottom. And I'm gonna pull it tight. And that's it. Those nuts are not coming apart again. That's what double nutting is all about. And one nut's tightened against the other nut, and they won't come undone. So I'm gonna go and double nut the other ones on this section, and then we'll adjust one of the ends. Well, actually both of the ends.
Do the back.
So for the tip of the spring and the tape is roughly
2 3/4
2 3/4 inches.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. And we could go a maximum of 2 inches pulling that down. But remember, that's maximum. Do we want to go maximum? I don't know. So maybe we'll just go 1 inch down. And if it's not enough, then we'll readjust it later. And so that means from 2 3/4 to 1 3/4. So I'm gonna pull that down with the nuts until it's 1 3/4. And that'll mean I'll pull it down 1 inch. Because you can only go maximum 2 inches. So I'm not putting that much weight in the back of this truck, I don't think. So I'll just go halfway for now, 1 inch down, 1 inch deflection.
1.5. Go down 1 inch now. You're going 1.5.
1 to 1.5. 1 3/4. Yeah. So I'll see you then.
Where's your measuring tape?
Now, do you remember what that was originally?
1 3/4. It was supposed to be just 1 3/4.
How originally it was 2 3/4?
Yeah.
So right here, our deflection. Remember when we talk about the deflection, we're talking about the distance from when this is sitting just all by itself, no nut holding it, to the spring, the main leaf. And decided that 2 inches, they say, is the maximum deflection. 2 inches would be like, do we really need that much spring to hold us up? So we went halfway, 1 inch. So originally, this was 2 3/4. And you can see that on there, but 2 3/4 inches. And we pulled the spring down to 1 3/4 inches.
1 3/4.
So that's our 1 inch deflection. The other side, you got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind the distance from here to here is different. So it's going to be a different space between the end and this. So we can't use the same measurement over here because this side's shorter. So when we measured this side was
3 3/8. Originally.
yes, 3 3/8.
And now it should be 2 3/8. Yeah.
So we lowered that 1 inch, and we lowered both sides 1 inch deflection. Hopefully that's enough. And they're all double nutted. I don't see the nuts. Do you see the nuts?
Yeah.
I just see me. I'm a
I
nut.
see nuts. 3 of them.
All these nuts are all double nutted and tightened up, and all those nuts are tightened up. So now we should be good to go. Put the wheel back on and lower this to the ground. This only took maybe 2 hours more than we thought it would take. But it's done, and it's done right.
Well, the big thing was getting the Tiburons off.
Everyone was awful, yeah. So, okay. And we're going to continue. I'm going to put a wheel on, drop it down, but we don't need to film the other side also. See you when we're done both sides. Well, the Hellwigs are on. My good mechanics helper here and I.
7 hours.
7 hours. And
You said it was going to be a 4-hour job. I get paid double time.
And we didn't stop.
Double time and a half.
So we've got 40 inches on the back from the bricks to the fender, and 36 in the front. Now theoretically, according to the way they talk, we're going to put the camper on the back and it's only going to go down a little bit. So what I'm hoping is I'm going to raise the front. It's not called a lift kit or anything. It's called a leveling kit. And it's rough country leveling kit. And from what I've seen in the videos on YouTube, they go on fairly good. I guess I'll find out. Not that I want to go clean up and have supper. So that's the next job.
So if the camper brings us down 2 inches, your lights are only 2 inches up, so that you only got to put those on for 2 inches if you want to be level.
Yeah, the best I can do is 2 inches. They're actually only 1 inch. It's really strange how it works, but if you look it up, it's all to do. Anyway, when you it's only 1 inch, but it raises it 2 inches.
Trigonometry.
Yeah, it is. Yes. So that's the next job. I want to take a clean up, and today, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I bet you are too.
Double time and a half. It's Sunday.
So that's it for this part of the job.
Shower.
So we'll see ya. Bye. Talk to you next time. Hope you keep on subscribing. I know the videos are slower this year, but I'll explain that another time. Bye bye. So now we have our rough country leveler, 2-inch
Levelers.
So now we have our 2-inch rough country leveling kit on the front. It goes under the strap. And I have now 38 inches on the front.
Yeah. 38 inches in the front.
And of course it's still at 40 like the last time.
40 inches in the back.
So it rose it up. I'm going to turn the wheel and just maybe shoot a picture of the leveling.
I'm looking for them. Oh, see those little red things down there? That's the leveling. Doesn't look like much, but it's it. Yeah, the little red thing?
Yeah.
That's what I said. See the little red thing down there?
Yeah.
That's a leveling kit.
Yes.
Well, it's 2 inches, but it's only 1 inch, about 1.5 inches thick.
But it raises them 2 inches.
Oh.
Okay, so